right. There we go. Good evening, good evening, good evening. All right, actually, I gotta, let's see, hold on, where is, hold on 1 second before we start, guys. Hold on. All right, I had to grab what we're going to be doing tonight for anybody that's paying attention, that was paying attention on Friday. Ron Foster sent me a bunch of books. And so, what we're going to be doing, I'm just going to kill the volume on this real quick. All right. Ron Foster sent me a book, or a box of books, I should say. And what we're going to be doing during the live streams for a while here, excuse me, we're going to be doing giveaways of the books. So I wanted to grab a book, and so I got the box of books here. So when we do the egg count, we're going to be doing the giveaway. So obviously, you have to be present at the egg count. We do that at 8:45. That's the normal time we do the egg count. It may be a little bit later if we're on a roll, which happens. But the first one we're going to be giving away, okay, uh, apocalyptic apothecary. Of course, they depict the one that was the most difficult one to read, right? So this is the book that we're going to be giving away tonight. Yeah, no premature guesses. When I say let's do egg count now and give me your guesses now, when I do that, which is not now, but later on in the stream, we're going to be giving this book away to the winner of the egg count. Okay. So, like I said, Ron was very gracious to send me a bunch of books, and there is all kinds of information. And let me just kind of, I'm just trying to look real quick. A lot of pictures, a lot of information in here. Okay. So, definitely, check out Ron's channel as well. There's a lot of good books there as well. So we're going to be doing that starting today when we do that point. So I wanted to let everybody know that ahead of time. All right. I look terrible. I'm really, really tired. So, okay. So, well, first of all, let me just say, all right, I've been found out. You guys have found out. Oh, before we start, wait, I'll tell you that. We'll get into that in a second. Um, I just want to remind everybody this is a very family oriented channel. I would ask you all to please be decent in in the stream. No racism, no nastiness, and so let's just be kind to each other, and we'll go from there. Okay. If you cannot abide by those very simple, easy rules, those awesome people lit up in blue with the wrenches will boot you out of here because we want to have a good time here. We want to have an enjoyable conversation, and we want to go from there. All right. So we're already at 207 in the chat. We got 69 thumbs up. So I'm going to ask you guys really quickly if you have not done so yet, because more than half of you have not. I would ask you to please give a thumbs up to show support for the channel and thank you ahead of time. And we're going to, like I said, we're going to get into this here in a moment. So, all right. So going back to what I was saying, I've been found out. Oh my gosh, it's true. Somebody, like in the comments, and more than one person has said this. So I just, hey, Philip, glad to have you here all the way from Australia. Um, More than one people has said it, you know, and it's true. I hate to admit it, but like the Pope has the Pope mobile. I have an enclosed area that is heated. I sit on a golden throne, and all the people that are here, they're working like crazy while I sit back and I drink pina coladas. You found me out. It's terrible. I don't do anything. Because I stop working for 10 minutes to make a video to make sure I get a video up on time or try to get it up on time for you guys. Then that must mean that I'm doing absolutely nothing. I can tell you what, I can guarantee you my body would disagree with you because I am really, really sore and I'm really, really tired. I just have to laugh at some of these comments, to be honest with you. I really just have to laugh. Um, you know, people are just amazing, just amazing. So the one person said, I'm like a dictator. So we got to address that too. Now I did address that. So from now on, when you guys address me, you will need to be addressing me as either Lord PN1, Your Majesty is also fine. His Excellency works as well because if I am a dictator, that I should have a title, and so that's how it goes. I just, guys, it is, yeah, benevolent, yes, benevolent dictator. I like that. People are just so, and here's what a lot of it stems from, and I'll be honest, a lot of it stems from jealousy, pettiness. Yeah, supreme leader. I like that, M. Miller. That actually works as well. I like that supreme leader. I like that one. Um, you know, it's people wishing that they were doing the same thing and don't have the balls to do it, or they can't get people to work together. And I'm going to tell you what. Yeah. So because I have a platform, obviously here on YouTube, uh, is that to my advantage? Of course, of course. Oh, we got Darth PN1. There we go. I like that, DJ. There we Your Royal Edness. I like that as well, Angela. Very good. So you guys are coming up with some great names. Whatever you're comfortable with, that works for me. Yes, Your Holiness also works. Tony Black Moon. Exactly. Oh my God, that's too funny. You know, I'm very fortunate to have this platform, and I have been very fortunate to work with some fantastic people down here. And we work together really, really well, and we're getting a lot done. And I'm going to tell you what, I mean, Saturday, the weather absolutely sucked. When we got up this morning and we were making breakfast, it was 15 degrees. So, I mean, not exactly the most fun. The weather did get better. The sun actually came out today, and I think we were in the 30s, and it was awesome. It was absolutely awesome. And, it felt really, really warm, doing that. His Excellency, the King of Prepping. There you go. I like that, Karen. That's awesome. No, but in reality, um, you know, we have, yeah, Queen Hella. Yes, that's funny. Um, we have a great group of guys and ladies that are coming down here and working together, and we all have a very similar mindset. We all have a goal that we're trying to accomplish, and this is the part right now. So let me remind people, when I was in New York, primarily, I hired out help, obviously, bulldozer guy, plumber, all that type of stuff. I figured that, uh, certain things that I could not do. And if I could, had the money to hire somebody to do it that knew what they were doing, that was the way I was going to go. You know what I mean? So it's like you pay once, you cry once. It took me 8 years to get to New York the way it is now. Okay. It took 8 years. So with that mindset and realization, what is going on down here now, with many more hands helping and working together, it really makes a huge, huge difference. And we're getting things done, we're getting things squared away, and it works really, really well. And like I said, again, I got a great community that we have started here with very good people, and we are looking to do something and basically show you guys that it is, uh, you know, always remember, behind every successful content creator, there are hundreds of block subscribers. Yeah, you're right about that, JJ. You are absolutely right about that. And that's the thing. It's sad that people act the way that they do. And the thing is, so when people, with the debunker comments are just amazing to me, because if you were here and you saw it, you would realize that we're good to go, that we're fine. I mean, we're actually down at this point right now. We probably did in the last 2 days, we probably did a foot and a half. And that may not sound like a lot, but getting down a foot and a half deeper, to me is amazing. We're at about probably 10 and a half feet right now. Okay. We're about 10 and a half feet deep. We're going to 12-foot deep. And then we're going to start digging in. Once we get down to 12-foot deep, then we're going to be putting in concrete block and getting, that part of it squared away. And it's, like I said, it's going to come together. It's going to take time. And so, does the ground get harder the deeper you go? That's a great question, JJ. It is pretty hard all the way through. Some places, I mean, we're pulling out chunks with a jackhammer, probably like that thick. You're breaking through, and you got to hit different areas, and we'll break out chunk. We can sometimes we'll pull out good sized pieces, as well lengthwise, but moving dirt that far with just your hands is a large undertaking. It is. And again, for those of you that are going to say, well, why don't you just get a backhoe and do this and that? Can't get a backhoe in where we're at. Okay. And I've said that over and over and over again, but it doesn't stop people saying it. It doesn't. 'Cause apparently, they're not listening or paying attention. I even have a playlist with the bunker build. Um, that solid ground will make an excellent bunker. Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's the whole point. Yeah, Mark goes, Ed was a slave driver. Hey, now, I didn't have to hit you with the whip too many times, Mark. So come on. Um, it's what we're going to have is going to be a very, very solid thing. I actually saw a comment that I really thought was amazing. And I really, really liked it. The guy said in the comment, and this was a positive comment. So he said, I've lived in Appalachia my whole life. And he goes, and I am shocked that you have not hit bedrock yet. There's a lot of bedrock. And I'm actually also very much surprised that we have not hit bedrock myself. We've dug straight down 10 and a half feet so far. Yeah, and a backhoe can only go so deep anyway. You're right, Mom Bear. But the thing is, what we're trying to do is, and so ultimately, like somebody's like, well, that's not going to save you as SHTF happens. The entire purpose of this bunker is a couple of things, and I'm going to go ahead and spell it out. Because people are not going to listen anyway, but I will still spell it out anyway. The initial plan is to get down there, get into the hill, get the first room dug out, and to get our supplies underground. If it's constantly 58 degrees underground, we do not have to worry about food and supplies going bad, because of the heat and cold fluctuation in temperatures. All right. And it also frees up room to put non-perishable things into the shipping container and those type of things. So that's the initial goal. I eventually want to have an underground freezer. So if I have an underground freezer as well with no electricity, uh, you know it's going to work out very, very well. So that's where we're at with a lot of that. So and if something else were to happen, we have some place to go to ground, and that's also important. So and what I want to do, somebody said, oh, it's going to take you years to do what you want to do. If you had any idea of what I want to do underground, yeah, it'll take years. But I figure, we're going to be down to the 12-foot level, uh, probably. I'm not going to say, because I'm not going to make predictions that it's going to be by next month, but I am hoping that we are at the 12-foot level by next month. That's the goal. And I did another video today that will be going out on Thursday, and we were really working on expanding out this time. I had started that. You guys have seen if you watched the last video. We were really working on getting that opened up more. So, but you know, I have not tried to pan for gold. No, nope. Red Maple Grove or Red Maple Grove. I have not. No. So, but I don't think I've heard you say when you're going to build a tiny house. You know what? That's going to depend on finances, to be honest with you, more than anything else right now. Right now, I with the camper, and so somebody there was a bunch of questions, and I did want to address those about the camper as well. I have all the windows sealed up, except for the main window over here, and that'll be done within the next day or two. When are we doing the well? That I have no idea. We'll have to see how that goes. Um, right now they couldn't get equipment in here even if they wanted to, because it's as sloppy as it is. Yes, Steve is okay. He was a little banged up. He had got a cut on his head here, and he had blood down his face, but we got over there. I big shout out. I had Dave went with me, and Mark was behind us in his truck, and we went down there. And Gojo Berry update. Did they make it? Yes, yeah, they're still there. They're still doing fine. We'll see how they do in the spring. Hopefully, they're going to be okay in the spring, and we'll see how they produce. But anyway, so we got down to where Steve had gone off the hill. Uh, he was standing on the side of the hill, and he had hit ice, slid down, and just went straight off the hill. And he when he had called me, he said to me, he told me later, he goes, when I called you, I was laying on my back, sitting down the hill. He couldn't get his bike out, so they got him. He hit ice. So he was on the main road. He was heading to work, and hit an ice patch, and it's very hilly. Where I'm at, obviously, it's West Virginia. It's very hilly. Um, and he was going down and hit an ice patch, and it just took him right off the side of the mountain. And so I climbed down. I grabbed his bike. Mark climbed down part way, and so I handed the bike off to Mark. Then Mark grabbed it and pulled it up, and then I climbed back out. And but he was a little banged up. Nothing broken, thank goodness. Not a fun time for him for sure, but he was back to work today, so he's doing okay. But yeah, it was that's things are going to happen. So you know, but what are you going to do? You know what I mean? That's what's going to happen. Why was he riding his bike in icy conditions? He should have probably called off, to be honest with you. But he wanted, just wanted to try to make it to work, and so that's why he went. But but anyway, so no, Steve is okay, thank goodness. You know, like I said, not a fun time for him, but that's what's happening there. But anyway, so we're today we didn't go deeper in the hole. We did the 18 inches deeper in the bunker yesterday. Today we were working on expanding it out. So that's what we were focusing on today because unfortunately the box is hung up on the walls in the side. So literally at the very bottom, we have like probably 18 to 20 inches where the box needs to drop in and it's not dropping in. So we're working on taking that. We're going to come out anyway. So that's what we were working on today. And, you know, that was one of our things that we were working on, but we're getting there. But so yeah, it's like I said, it was a very productive weekend. We working on the holes for and we ended up using that tool Mark rented, a tool that would it was a big core thing. It would slice down, and that seemed to help dig through the clay. And it's it was it was a good thing, and it worked out really well. The holes are almost all ready. There's 8 holes altogether. Two more need to get down probably another 6 inches, and we'll be ready to set post. And it was a bicycle, not a motorcycle. No, it was a Jay. It was a bicycle. But yeah, so it's what was I gonna say? Uh, Mark just said I got a text. Hold on. Let me see what he has to say. Oh my God. All right, you know what? This is what I just got sent, guys. This is Mark. Mark's homie's teasing me, saying, yeah, I'm in the bathtub and I'm having a soak. Because the joke is, uh, there's the ongoing joke. So there you go, Mark. You didn't think I'd show that to everybody on here, did you? The ongoing joke is, like everybody leaves, and they get home and they either take a hot shower or they're, taking a soak in the tub, and they're all like, "Oh my God, it's so nice to be able to do this," and I'm like, "You're a bunch of a-holes." I said, because I'm still here washing up out of a dish. So no, he was riding a bicycle. He was not riding a motorcycle. It's all right, Mark. No, it's fun. So you didn't realize that I was going to show that to everybody. So those are Mark's legs. I hope that was enjoyable for you. At least his legs are shaved. Oh my God, that's too funny. But yeah. So anyway, that's funny. Like I said, fantastic weekend. We made good progress. We will continue to make good progress. My eyes, Okie Fords. That's funny. Pretty feet. We got somebody with a foot fetish there, Mark. If you want to go, say, just so you know too, it's Mark at OnlyFans, um, Prepper Foot Pics. So just so you know, that's where you would go to find Mark in all his glory with his feet pics, his tub pics. Oh my God, that's too funny. All right, yeah, it's going. We're going off the rails, Angela. Going off the rails. All right. So anyway, yeah, but like I said, we're that much closer to getting the post set for the pavilion. If we get them set next month, get them in, and then start tying things together. By March, we could be getting the trusses up and start getting the roof on, and hopefully by April we're using it. That's actually been the goal right along, is to be in a position to use the pavilion by April. And that way, if it's raining, whenever, which it's either raining or snowing when we have our prepper get-togethers. For whatever reason, the weather does not like to cooperate. Janet Nice says, "Family friendly, please." Hey, it was from the knees down. It was a knees down picture. Janet, come on now. He was just showing his mantasticness. But anyway, you know, all these we got a lot of projects. A lot of things are going to happen this year. You're going to be seeing things come together. Yes, we're going to be doing a tin roof on the pavilion as well, because I want to, again, we will utilize the pavilion to water collection as well. So we're gonna get, like I said, it's Rome wasn't built in a day. So we're doing what we can. If the weather had been better, it might have been nicer. If we Let's put it like this: if we had had today's weather yesterday, it would have been a much more enjoyable day. But today was nice, and we worked this morning. Usually on Sundays, everybody hangs out till about noon, so we try to get at things, and get a couple hours in on Sunday and get work done. You should build a tin roof shelter over your RV. I definitely do want to get some kind of awning, Karen, over the RV this year to help protect it. So we're gonna have to see how that all goes. But yeah, so like I said, it's gonna come together. Like I said, it's a process, and so you're gonna see it. Have you seen the greenhouses they use cattle panels for hoop design? Well, Jay, we actually have a gentleman in the group that works for a company that does greenhouses and stuff like that. So we're gonna see if we can get them at a reasonable price. I want to do like the tunnel, the longer greenhouses in the spring. That's one of the things that we really want to get going in the spring so that we can grow our own food, can our own food, and start doing that type of thing this year, and and then be able to stay, stockpile, food again. So here's another aspect too of having an underground area. Storing potatoes, cabbage, all those type of things, carrots, apples. You know, those are going to be things that can be stored underground, and you make the bins and you keep things in different. Like you don't put apples with potatoes. Potatoes have to have their own area, okay? But it is going to be, it's going to be a good thing, and so like somebody had asked me. Actually, I was Steve had asked me if I was going to keep the plastic and um, the felt on the windows in the summertime, and I said yes because it'll help it keep it cooler in here as well. So, but yeah, it's just it's exciting. It's exciting. How do you think the Cowboys are going to do it? Well, obviously, I hope that the Cowboys win. Um, I will say this: Tom Brady is a proven winner. He is not anybody that you want to, scoff at. I don't care if he's 45 years old; he's still Tom Brady. So, I think it's going to be a battle. Obviously, the Cowboys are going to be on the road, so we'll see how it goes. But I think that they have a good enough team that they can get it done. I'm hoping. I just saw what the Giants just beat Minnesota at home. So, you know, and Minnesota had a decent record. So, is it worth buying your own property, or will the digital reset take everything? You know what? I don't think that's going to be the case. I'm not worried about that type of thing. You can't worry about things that haven't happened yet, and I don't think they're taking anybody's property away. So, but I think it's good to own your own property, depending on where you are, depending on what your taxes are. So I think that is, I think it's like I said, you have to choose where you want to be, all those type of things, and kind of go from there. So, but Chrissy said I'm from Australia. Okay, well I'm glad to have you here. Glad that you're in the chat, Chrissy, and joining us today. I appreciate that. You should see where Philip is. He is also from Australia. You should see how close you guys are. Pros and cons. I think there's more pros to owning your own property, especially when you're able to do things and prepare that way. If you don't own anything, you're not allowed a lot of times to do things. So it's just when I bought the property down here, really super excited. I got, like I said, 25 acres down here, so a decent amount of land, a lot of woods. Of the 25 acres, probably 8, maybe 9 acres is open, and the rest is all woods. So I like that as well. So it's just, we're going to try to utilize the open area, for as much as we can for growing, solar collection, putting in fruit trees and all those type of things. So it'll, what, like I said, stick around, watch what we're doing as time goes on, and we get, you know, as we get going, it will, it'll. I'm very hopeful that we have enough time. No, I haven't seen any Bigfoot down here. Nope, not at all. But we have seen bear sign, and I did think I saw. Yep, Hella likes Mark. Yep, Hella likes Mark. But yeah, well, Mark's an animal person anyway, and he has 4 dogs of his own. So animals can sense who is animal people and who's not. But Hella's actually even warming up to Ronnie, which is good. She did better with Ronnie this time. Ronnie was actually even able to pet her. So, but I want to have a little country homestead, but it's really far out in the country away from my family. Well, that's usually the best place to be, Chrissy, to be honest with you. Um, the farther away from society that you are, the better your chances are in the long run. And hopefully, the less issues you're going to have. Hopefully, you get decent neighbors that are going to watch out for you. That's always also important, I think. But yeah, I can tell you what, getting out of New York State, honestly, probably one of the best things that I've ever done. I'm really happy to not be living there now and to be here most of the time. I will still be going back and forth to the property in New York. I still have a lot of stuff there that I would like to get here. And, as we build and as we do what we're doing here, yeah, way long overdue for me to get out of New York. Way long overdue. I wanted to be out of New York years and years and years ago. My ex-wife would not leave New York, and so that's why I was still there. And then when her and I went our separate ways, the twins were 10, and I was not going to take the twins away from their mother. So, out of state, in other words. So I figured, well, I'll just have to wait until they're adults. And so they became adults, and then I really started seriously looking at getting another piece of property, and that's what we did last year. So, but oh, I, I don't miss New York. I'm going to tell you what, New York is an absolutely beautiful, beautiful state. It really is. It's a gorgeous state. Where I was at in New York was very country, decent people in that area, but the taxes are absolutely atrocious in New York. There's all that. You have the realistically, like the state troopers, they're revenue collectors. They sit on those highways looking to jam people up, and that's their main focus of what they're doing. It's the laws up there. It's insanity. The weather sucks a lot in New York, and so that's why another reason why I wanted to be away from there. The politics. Here's the things what I think a lot of people don't understand about New York. Once you get away from the cities, and I think this is a lot of places, like even California, the same is the same way. Once you get away from the cities, it's a very conservative state. If you look at the map on the elections, you had Albany, New York City, Buffalo, Syracuse, Rochester. Those areas always were going to be Democratic. Well, that's where the majority of the people are. So, that's why this state will never ever be, you know, a Republican state. But once you get away um, from those areas, it's very conservative folks and very Republican. So it's just, but you're never going to win. You're never going to win in New York. So, and the gun laws in New York absolutely suck. So there's that as well. That was another big factor why I was happy to get out of there. That you have to get permission to do this, that, or the other thing in New York. It's ridiculous. So, but yeah, it's just like I said, it's more peaceful down here. The people are more decent down here. The gun laws are awesome down here. You know, it's the weather's better. You know, um, and the politics are better. So there's a lot of reason. Oh no, believe me, I down here I'm known as the New York guy. That's how they know me. Yeah, it's like when Steve fell, the guy that stopped to help him, he goes, "Aren't you friends with Ed?" And Steve goes, "Ed?" He goes, "Yeah, the New York guy." So yeah, that's how they know me up here, or I should say down here. I'm the New York guy, but that's okay. Um, you know, but no, they're like I said, people are decent. I've met awesome people. This weekend, Ronnie had made the suggestion of getting slab wood, so we went down to the one sawmill that's down here, and we talked with the guy that owns the sawmill. Knocked on his door, And I said, I wanted to see if, what you would charge for a load of slab wood, that I could put on my truck. And he says, not going to sell you any slab wood. He said, but I'll give it to you. And that's, like I said, it's like, he could have very easily said, $20, and we would have been like, okay, but he just was like, yeah, if I'm here or I'm not here, he said, come anytime, take as much as you want. So, I mean, you can't beat that. I mean, it's, and that's another great way of, building stuff up if we want to, as far as, doing that. Ed, my husband and I are looking at property in West Virginia so we can be out of New York State. I don't blame you, Sharon. I don't blame you. West Virginia is awesome. It really, really is. And, and some people can say, well, there's a lot of drugs in West Virginia. My friends, let me tell you something. There's a lot of drugs everywhere. Everywhere. And that's by design. If you can keep people drugged up and not paying attention to what's going on and addicted, that is the absolute goal, because addicted drug addicts are not going to fight the system. They don't. That's what they want. They want you to be dependent. They want you to not care. They want you to focus on, sitting in your nice comfy chair in your house, drinking your beer, doing your drugs and all that type of stuff. They don't give a crap. I'm gonna tell you what, like this weekend with doing the stuff that we did and getting things done. Um, Here's what's for me. When I have everybody comes down, we bust our butts on these weekends. There's no doubt about it right now. You know. Yeah, I know. I'll tell you what, guys. Me and Jason talk, and I would love to have Jason move down to West Virginia, even if he moved to Tennessee, because he wouldn't be that far. And I'd love to have Jason. Jason's kind of like a loose affiliation of my group. He has a place in New York where he would go right now if something went down. But I would love to have him down here. Jason is an absolute asset. He is and I'm going to swear here for a second. He is a no shit guy. Okay. What you see with Jason is what you get. He is straight up. And I'm going to tell you what, with me, I am straight up. And I respect that. So I have a lot of respect for Jason. I think like I said, I believe he would be a huge asset. And I've told him I'd love to have him be part of our group down here, because he brings a lot to the table. He really, really does. And so, you know. But anyway, that's just my thought on that. Stealth mode, Ed. I would love to come up and visit. Beautiful country. You guys are a great community. Thank you very much. Yeah, and that's what I'm gonna probably this year. I'm gonna try to get it set up to do. Yes, but Jason has a potty mouth. That's yeah, he does have that. He definitely has that. Um, but like I said, there's no filter, right? Yeah, right. But you know, it takes a tribe to make things work, guys. It takes a tribe, and you got to have a diversified group of people that bring different skill sets to the table. Not everybody is gonna, look at things the same way. What I really like I said, and I'm gonna go back and use Ronnie as an example. He called me. We were talking, and we knew it was going to be sloppy down here this weekend. We knew it wasn't going to be the most pleasant, and so he had said, what if we just go and check out, the sawmill and see if we can't get some wood that way? And then I actually bought a load. Well, Ronnie actually paid for it. I'll tell you guys that he said let's see if Randy would sell us a load of wood. And so I asked Randy, and Randy said yes. And so we asked him how much for a truckload of wood, and gave us a price. And Ronnie said, I got it. And he said to him, this is what he said. He goes, to me, it's we're spending the money to get the wood, have it here, and you know, does anyone in your group have children? Yes, Judy. Yep, a lot of people have children. Yep. But so anyway, so we had the wood this weekend for burning, and there's plenty of wood left over. I have a lot of trees in the woods that we can get to and do that. Yes, but with excuse me, with the ground being soft, It's Ed, you should have a dry one run with your group this summer. Well, Donna, what we're doing, to be honest with you, like I said, this is why what I think a lot of people don't understand, and I'm going to give you information here, just because I think it's important just to kind of give you an idea. Okay, um, the reason that the bunker is so important is right now I'm not requiring my group to have any food down here at this point on site. Now, a couple guys have brought food down that's already here. I have a lot of food down here already myself. I've showed you guys, in the truckloads of stuff that I've brought down. I've brought down a bunch of stuff. So the reason the bunker is so important, to get that down and to get into the hill and to get digging that out and to get a room dug out that we can store stuff, is because I want to store our supplies under there. And then once we get that done, then my group members, part of what they need to do, if you will, is per person that is in their family that they're bringing down here, need to keep a 3 month supply of food on site at all times. Why is that, right? So I will tell you why that is. All right. Um, the reason that they need to have that 3 month supply of food already on site is because when things go bad, not if, when, they may not be able to drive down here. They might not be able to get here in a quick enough manner, so that if they have at least a 3 month supply of food per person here, regardless of what time of year it is, that gives us that buffer to be able to make it. If something happens in the middle of summer, you're not out there foraging in the woods for any food. Okay. There would be hunting. Obviously, you would be doing hunting and trapping and stuff like that. But you need to have food to get through until you can start foraging to the first things come up that you can get. And that's why gardening is going to be a huge part of what we're doing down here. Huge part of what we're doing down here. Getting fruit trees in, so that that'll take a couple of years before we start getting any fruit, but that's okay. Uh, you know, and I want to have animals down here as well. So, I plan on having chickens, and I want to have goats, and I want to have rabbits. I definitely want to have a couple of pigs that we're got going every year. So there's a lot that's going to be happening, but what our goal is to be as self-sufficient as we possibly can. So, like, let's say we get two pigs in the spring, and we raise them up in the fall, and then we butcher those pigs. Well, guess what? We take all that meat and we put it in our own freezer. It's where, how much are eggs down here? Eggs are expensive down here. It's ridiculous how much eggs are costing right now. Are you planning on fencing the property? No, no, JJ. There is barbed wire here and there all over the place. To be honest with you, like the lower meadow is ringed with barbed wire already. But I want to make sure that the deer and stuff like that can get through freely. So that's kind of what I'm looking at with that. So, but yeah. So, what will you do with all the group's garbage? Burn it? Anything that can be burned will be burned. Yes. Right now, like when we have our get-togethers, like we had, when people left and were heading home. At this point, like canned goods, anything metal, they took it with them. Anything that that we threw out that way, they took it with them to throw out either on the way home or when they got home. But yeah, if we get to that point, composting would be huge, right? Yep. Robert's talking about composting. Composting is going to be a huge thing, because that's how you make better soil. So we're going to have raised beds in these greenhouses, and we'll have composting bins. So like when we're having a group together, and somebody's making a salad and those type of things, all those greens are going to go into a composting bin, to do that. And actually, I'm going to talk with Green Greg's as well, to be honest with you, and get some of his worms, just because I want to make sure that that soil is getting worked. And if you put worms into your composting bin, helping to enrich that soil, that's the way it's going to go. Are you going to buy a hunting license this year? Um, you know what, Mountain Man? My thought on that is, right now, no, because I have other things that I want to do. But if it comes down to it, and if it's an SHTF situation, hunting permits aren't going to matter anymore anyway. So, yeah, human compost can be done as well, and you can use that around your fruit trees and all that type of stuff. We actually, Janet, what we plan on doing here, when we build our community center, that community center is going to have flush toilets. We will have septic, all that type of stuff. I mean, that's down the road. That's not going to be something that's going to happen overnight. A lot of the members need to get their own shelters built first. You know, hunting and fishing permits are free for veterans. Oh, okay. Yeah, I be honest with you guys, I have not hunted since I was a kid. And oh, hey there from the UK. We got Bread Boy Banana. Welcome. Glad to have you here. Staying up late. We appreciate that. All right. Wow, the time is flying here. Okay, and we got 490 in the chat, guys. If and we only got 213 thumbs up. So again, if you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I'm going to ask you to please do that to show support for the channel. We're going to do that just a second, Jen. Relax. Also, it really makes a big difference with the algorithms as well. So I thank you for that reason as well. Also, um, if you are not subscribed to the channel, I would ask you to please subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications. The weather today was awesome. We were in the 30s. It was sunshiny. Solar charged up fantastic today. It was really, really good. So, all you guys making guesses already for the egg counts, I'm not counting them yet. Okay. So, before we start the egg count, again, the winner of today's egg count, Ron Foster, has sent me a bunch of books. And so, the book we're doing today is Apocalyptic Apothecary. Okay. This is one of Ron's book. Whoever wins the egg count, what you're going to need to do is shoot me an email, give me your address, and I will get this out to you. What I'm planning on doing, just to put it out here, all right. Most likely tomorrow. I have another book that I got to get out for somebody from a long time ago. She has. I'm going to try to get these books out this week. If I don't get it tomorrow, probably Tuesday, Wednesday, I'm going to get to the post office. So whoever wins this book, and the other book that I got to give out to her, and she's getting a bonus book too because of the fact that she's been so very patient with me about this. But this is going to motivate me and keep me going, because if we're going to be giving these books in the live streams, we're going to be giving these books away. Okay, so but you have to be here for the egg count. The winner of the egg count is going to get this book. Okay, so stop making guesses, because none of them are counting. Stop making guesses. Oh, yeah, the post office closed Monday. That's right. Okay. Well, okay. So here's the book that you're going to win. I will get out Tuesday, Wednesday to the post office. Promise, 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 and get this out. Okay. So now, what is your guess? Number of eggs and yes or no for thick neck. All right. So we will give you a moment to get your guesses, and we will go from there. So again, the winner's going to get this book. When I announce who wins, you're going to need to send me an email at preppernurse1@yahoo.com. Give me your phone number, give me your address. I'll give you a holler, I'll call you, and we will go from there. And I got to go back here because I already know who won it, but I just got to make sure I have the right name once again. Uh, Hold on a second. Where was he? Hold on a second, guys. All right, I remember the name. Okay. So, if you had the same guess as Tom Edwards, Tom Edwards was the winner. He was the first one that was correct. One egg today and no thick neck. So, Tom, congratulations. You actually did win something. Normally you win nothing, but today you've actually won this book. So, if you would so here's the thing too, okay? Um, If Tom does not contact me, give me his information. This book will go back in and we'll give it away to somebody else. Okay. I will be doing another giveaway on Wednesday's live stream. We will be doing that again. So, Tom Edwards, you are the winner. And so, congratulations. And again, if he does not contact me, you got a week. You got a week to contact me. If you don't contact me, then shoot me that email. And if you don't do it within inside of a week, it goes back in and we'll give it to somebody else. So, Dawn, he does have a website. Actually, Ron is in the chat. Ron, if you would throw up your information, that'll be fine. To so people know that what your website is, so they can go to your website to look for your books. It's got quite a few books out there, folks. Or you can just look up his name online, and I'm not sure who he sells his books through, or if he sells them directly, or if he has, a publisher. He probably has to have a publisher. He's got a tremendous amount of books. But yeah, so Tom gets bragging rights in a book. There we go. So, how many chickens do we have up in New York? I think that there are 14 hens and one rooster. That's what we have left up there. But a lot of good information. A lot of good information. So, all right. So, I know we've been just chatting away here like crazy. I really never even talked about the topic. And it was just, uh, anyway, that's okay. One of those days, right? Well, usually Sundays, we got a lot to talk about, but yeah, a lot of older hens. A lot of the old. We actually lost one that actually was red that passed away, and she was probably the friendliest chicken that I had up there. So, but I'm never off topic. Well, I float around. We just go all over the place. We just go all over the place. But yeah, yeah, I gotta. Well, I'm gonna start obviously down here with new hens, and we'll see what we can do. I know that I talked with Becky, and she said that they're planning on adding more hens this year. So, but yeah, it's good. Like I said, there's going to be a lot more progress this year. Will it be as fast as I want it to be? Probably not. Okay, but it is going to be what it's going to be. We're going to be working on the road. Obviously, that's going to be a huge thing that needs to be done, and it will. It'll get done. It's like I said, it's just going to take time. Um, you know, until my bulldozer guy or a gravel guy can get in here, we're just waiting on him. So when he can get in here, we will. Yeah, sometimes the topic doesn't matter. Yeah, well, I think we have good talks no matter what. I do. It's just maybe that's just my opinion. I think if there's something that is going on in the world that I really think it's important that we should be talking about, we'll get on that, obviously. But you know, and like I said, and just so you guys know too, I'm always open to having new members come into the group. I have a couple of people that have contacted me now that we'll be meeting with. So the group is ongoing and it's growing, and I'm always looking for more like-minded people that want to have some place to go. So here's a cool thing, and I was talking actually with one of the newer members of the group. His name is Dave, and he was like, it's like a timeshare without all of the other crap, and you're not limited to a week a year. If you are part of my group down here, so here's something and I'll explain this to you guys too. If you're part of my group, you're not limited to only coming down one weekend a month. Um, Maryland said they don't want LPNs, only nurses with bachelor's degree today. I saw a listing saying that they're willing to pay LPNs $47 an hour. Oh yeah, well, New York went that way with some of the hospitals too. They didn't want the LPNs anymore. they're cutting off their noses to spite their face. A nurse is a nurse, and I'm going to tell you what, I know plenty of LPNs that have a whole lot more experience than those brand new green RNs out of nursing school that don't know their butt from a hole in the ground, realistically. So I've done plenty of training to RNs myself. I've trained plenty of RNs. So, nobody knows everything coming out of school. You might be book smart coming out of school, but you have no practical experience. And until you get out there in the field and get your hands dirty, that's when you find out. So, um, but anyway, again, my group members can come down anytime they want. Anytime they want. It's not limited to one weekend a month. And so, they just gotta give me a holler, say, hey Ed, man, I got 4 or 5 days off. We want to come down. We want to work on whatever. If they want to work on their site where they're going to be building something, that's perfectly fine. I don't have a problem with that. And and if I'm here and I'm not doing something else, I'm more than happy to help them. So, that's the other beautiful thing about it. Like with Mark getting his cabin to the point where he's got it, when other people start to build, well, his is pretty much, it's not done by a long shot. He's got a lot more that he wants to do, but it puts him in a better position to be able to help other people as well. We helped him with that. We're going to help the next person work on theirs, and that's how we're doing it down here. What I think a lot of people don't get, and that's okay. You don't have to get it. You don't have to get it. You can say all the things and all the only people I trust is my family and blah 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 blah. That's great, good, and I wish you the best of luck. But I will tell you what, this is part of my family now. These people are part of my family. And maybe I'm too trusting, and you might say I'm too trusting, but I don't think so. I really don't. I think when I say to you guys that we have to come together, that we have to work together, I'm not just blowing smoke up your behinds. I'm not. It's because it's what I really truly feel. And when the time comes, folks, when the time comes, um, do you prefer tater seed or tater sprouts? Oh God, I like taters. Period. Don't matter what you want to call them. Potatoes are huge, huge. Just so you know, too, you can survive just off of potatoes. I don't know if you guys knew that or not, but you can survive strictly off of potatoes. So that is definitely a good thing. Definitely a good thing. But I'm going to get ready so that I can actually be on time when we do the shout outs. So I'm just going to. All right. So when I'm ready, we're ready. But I seriously believe that an economic collapse will be first on the menu. Honestly, I actually my concern, my number one concern, has been this way for a long, long time. I think we're looking at a grid down situation. I really, truly do. That's again, I've told you guys that is our Achilles heel in this country. Uh, it's our Achilles heel, and nobody has to invade us. Again, they just got to take the power grid down, and we will eat each other. And so it is really, really important that you surround yourself with good people, with like-minded people, because there's going to be plenty of scumbags out there. There's going to be, and here's the thing: is what you don't understand. There's going to be plenty of good people doing bad things to survive in a worst-case scenario. Plenty of good people are going to do bad things, and bad people are going to do evil things because now there's nothing constraining them. There's no rule of law anymore, and they can do whatever they want to do. So that strength in numbers, that people that are working together, you know, you're yeah, we're too spoiled. Yep, and we live in luxury. You're right, and I agree with you 100%. I agree with you 100%. But have you picked up more ammo? Yes, Jay, I have. Let's put it like this. My new toy that I bought recently. I have that now to my minimum. Well, it's just past my minimum number of rounds that I have told you guys. So let's see who pays attention. What is the minimum amount of rounds per weapon that you should have? What is the minimum amount of rounds? We got some of you are paying attention. 2,000. 2,000 rounds is the minimum amount of rounds that you should have per weapon, and there is no maximum. There is no maximum. So if you have a 12 gauge, you should have 2,000 rounds for that 12 gauge. Now, obviously, with a 12 gauge, you're going to have slug, double aught buck, buckshot, or not buckshot. I mean, bird shot, all those type of things. Okay. You have a pistol. If you have a 9 millimeter, 2,000 rounds. If you have two 9 millimeter pistols, you need 4,000 rounds. Okay, per weapon, minimum. Like I said, I'm not. I don't want. I'm not one to stay at a minimum when it comes to what I have. So I definitely like to have plenty on hand, and so that's what I do. But uh, 2,000 rounds is a good start. Again, why that many rounds, right? Why? Oh my God, why so many rounds? Because yeah, backup bow and arrow, yeah, absolutely. Definitely should have that as well. The reason is again when SHTF happens, and it's not a matter of if, my friends, it's a matter of when. When it happens, you are going to have what you have. I will continue to repeat this. I will say it over and over and over again. Um, you know, Like I say, if you have a 22, I don't care if you have a 22 pistol, I don't care if you have a 22 rifle, right? 22 ammo is cheap. There's no reason that you should not have 8,000 rounds of 22 ammo. 22 ammo is cheap. So, but yeah, slingshot and ball bearings. You can use rocks, round rocks, whatever. Um, you know. So yeah, I have slingshots. I have crossbow. I have rifles. I have pistols. I mean, no, wait. I don't. No, I don't have any of those. Uh, but we need. You need to be able to defend what you have. Okay, you need to be able to defend what you have, and with also uh, having like a crossbow, compound bow, very quiet, very stealthy, very smart to have. Pellet guns are also very good to have, yes, because you can shoot squirrels, um, you know, birds, whatever the case. You know, uh, Pellet gun, again, I, that ammo is cheap, and they sell it like the 177 for a pellet gun. They sell tins of 500 rounds of that, really cheap. I can't remember exactly what it is, but I know that I have a lot of that as well, because I think that all these things are important. They're all important. So all right, now of course we're past time for shout outs, so we're going to get on that. Tom Edwards emailed me already. Cool. All right, Tom. Like I said, obviously now Monday's a holiday, so I wasn't thinking about that. So I will not be doing it on Monday. Yeah, you could. Well, let's put it like this. I couldn't even tell you how many squirrels that I've taken out with a 177 pellet gun. You know, they work really well. All right, shout out time. We're gonna start out with Icky Can up in Canada. A good friend of mine, really nice guy. I would ask you guys to please support him. And again, let's keep those thumbs up coming, guys. Let's see what do we got? 408 in the chat. Let's see if we can hit 350. We're at 288 on the thumbs up. Let's see if we can get 350 on the thumbs up before we get out of here. All right, next person is Angry Prepper Jason down in New York City. Awesome guy. Definitely go check him out. Support him as well. You have Alaska Prepper with Rudy up in Alaska. Another really good dude. There's Alaska Granny. There is Sean James with the Sean James channel and My Self Reliance, two different channels. Same guy. A lot of great information with him. Building his property up there, doing an amazing job. You have Demcad. I like Demcad as well. It gives a lot of good factual information, and I think that that's awesome. You have Corporal's Corner. There's Bjorn Hansen, 80K Man up in the Adirondacks. There is Bizariza Jizza, who does the Carrington Chronicle series. He is another good guy as well. You have Marfugal News. Adam and Dax are awesome. I think you should definitely go and support them. And again, these when you go to these channels, guys, tell them Prepper Nurse One sent me. You know, just so they have an idea where you guys are coming from. There is, let's see, we have Magic Prepper in North Dakota. You have Wrangle Star with Cody, another good guy. Red Poppy Ranch. There is Survival Lily. You have Kyle's Cabin with Kyle and Sierra doing their thing. Really nice young couple as well. There is Bush Radical and Girl in the Woods, husband and wife team, nice couple as well. Two different channels, a lot of good information with their channels. You have Green Greg's, definitely a very smart man, good guy to pay attention to as well. Southern Prepper One, giving you the boots on the ground series, a lot of good information there. There is Gray Man Prepping, St. Bernard Acres with Joe. There is Doug and Stacy, a lot of great information on their channel as well. The Nomadic Movement, which is down in Panama. They're back now in Panama. So there is the Green Dream Project with nice couple out in Arizona doing their thing out there. You have Camping with Steve Wallace. He does stealth camping. That's more for fun. Good guy, very down to earth. Definitely check him out as well. Bush Doctor Survival. There's Monkey Works. The Needy Homesteader, another really nice channel, nice lady there running that. You have Boss of the Swamp. He's been around a long time. Good information on his channel as well. There is Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project. Really good guy, very, very intelligent. Talks a lot about the Grand Solar Minimum, what's going on with that. So definitely check him out as well. You have Patera with Appalachian Homestead. There is City Prepper, Lumina Acres, Suspicious Observer. There's Bear Independent, The Uneducated Economist. There is Bushcraft Bear in the Canary Islands of La Palma. You have Mary Greeley News. A lot of good information with her as well, keeping us up to date on what's happening with Yellowstone and all the earthquakes. You have Adapt 2030, Malachi's Corner. There is Ice Age Farmer. If you're going to get your weather, you need to get your weather from Ryan Hall Y'all. Good guy, really down to earth guy. Does a lot for the community, so really good guy. We also have Russell Brand. I like Russell Brand. He says it like it is, gives the information, and you take it or you don't take it. You can make your own decisions on it. There is Deep South Homestead, another very down to earth family channel. Definitely check them out. There's The Outsider. There's The Fit Farmer. There is Prep Rebel, Simple Life Reclaimed, Townsend's, The Prepared Mind out in California. You also have Pinball Preparedness down in Tennessee. There is East Tennessee Preparedness, The Economic Ninja, and last but not least, Little House Off Gritty. There is a ton of channels out there, guys. A lot of really good people, and I think it is important that we support each other because we are a small community. And I'm sure there's a lot of channels that you may watch that I did not mention, but I can only say so many. So, but a lot of good channels out there, a lot of good information. It's always nice to look at somebody else's diverse viewpoint of how things are. So, you know, got to put the 4-year-old to bed. Good night, Dawn. Have a good night. So we're at 318. We need another 32 to hit 350 on the thumbs up, guys. So again, if you have not shot a thumbs up yet, please do so to show support for the channel. Again, and I thank you for that. It really does make a huge difference with the algorithms, and I do appreciate it for that reason as well. YouTube blocks us enough, so you know we need to we need to make sure that we try to help out as much as we can, and again, it is appreciated. Also, again, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit that bell notification for all notifications as well. All right. So, yeah, I like I said, guys, just keep prepping, keep taking care of what you can take care of. I'm really, really super psyched and excited the direction that things are going down here. Um, I told my group members, I'll tell you exactly what I told them. In December, when we got together in December and the weather was not so super pleasant in December. Hey, Mr. Firestone, thank you very, very much for the donation. I appreciate that. Very kind of you. Um, I told them in December, I said, January and February are probably going to suck, you know, but a lot of times that's when you separate the wheat from the shaft, if you will. You find out who's really truly dedicated. Now, some of my group members were not able to make it because of extenuating circumstances, and I get that. I'm not. This is not like any kind of accusatory thing. So please, any of you guys that are watching, we have already talked. We know what's going on, and so I get it. Unfortunately, sometimes life happens. It really truly does, and but. We're making things happen, and it's exciting. I can't wait to see how it all turns out, and we're gonna get there. We're absolutely gonna get there. So, oh, JJ's got the link for Ron Foster's books, guys. So just threw a couple of those up there for you. Where do you think that the Biden document investigation will go? Well, it's hard to say. Hard to say. It could go. Actually, it could go if they want him out. If they want, if his own group of people want him out, uh, then they may go after him hardcore. If they don't, they'll make it go away. I don't know. I don't. I don't know. It's wintertime. No, wait, it's warm. It's wintertime. No, wait, it's warm. It's been a weird winter. Weird winter. I have to laugh because it's for whatever reason when we do our get-togethers, the weather ends up being a lot. We've had one good weekend since April when we had a get-together down here for my group, and up to the point of just before the get-together, the weather the entire month of January had been very, very decent. Okay, and then we get into the weekend that we're doing here, and it was crap. And today was halfway decent. We were in the 30s, but the sun was out. So, and now tomorrow, like, yes, we're going to be in the 50s tomorrow. So it's going to warm back up. So it's like, okay, the get together's over. So we'll give good weather again. But, when SHTF happens again, folks, and I'm going to say, I like to repeat myself because I think it's important. When SHTF happens, the weather's not going to matter. Things still have to be done. Don't matter if it's cold, doesn't matter if it's raining, don't matter if the wind is blowing, it doesn't matter if it's 100 degrees outside. Things are still going to have to be done. So, if it's super, super hot, you do things early in the morning. You take like your Mexican siesta in the middle part of the day, and then you work in the evening when it's cooled off again. So, but talk to Ryan Hall about your upcoming weekend get together. You know what? That's what we should have. Yeah, I should shoot him an email and say, see if he'll do a weather update of what we're going to get here in this area. That would be fun. So, anyway, he's way busy, so I don't think he has time, for me. But that would absolutely be very cool. All right, let's do this, guys. We are Legion because we are many. We need 21 more thumbs up too. Where's everybody from tonight? Let's do that. We have Philip from Melbourne, Australia. Good day again, Philip. Glad to have you here. We have Franklin County, Ohio. Nowhere, Oklahoma with Okie Forge. Inverness, Florida with Clyde in the house. Waterloo, New York with Sharon. Central Florida. We have Illinois with Juliet and Larry. BC, Canada with Janet. Bumstead, Florida. Erin, Tennessee. Fillmore, New York. We have somebody from the UK. I didn't see the first part of that, but thank you for being here. BC, Canada once again with Emil. Edgewater, Florida with Judy. Another Great Britain with Bread Boy. Let's see. Jerusalem, Israel. Very cool. Glad to have you here. Thank you for joining us. Dayton, Ohio. Blue Ridge Mountains. We have Greenlee County, Arizona. We have Missouri with John in the house. Fort Worth, Texas with Sonia. Morning Light in West Virginia. The Pennsylvania Wild. Charlotte County, Florida with Gloria, Littleton, New Hampshire, East Tennessee Preparedness from Kingsport, Tennessee, Long Island, New York with Helen. We have Connecticut, Awesome Sauce, Lockport, Louisiana with Dee Dee. We have Georgia is in the house with Sandra, the Smokies with Lena, Troutman, North Carolina with Troy. Let's see, we have Illinois in the house, Campbell, Missouri with Antonio, Middle Tennessee with Stephanie, Toronto, Canada with Silver Falcon. Glad to have you here. Been up to Toronto many times. Love it up there. Beautiful city. Somewhere in Northern Virginia with Robert in the house. Uvalde, Texas. We have another Texas with Dust Devil. Lincoln County, North Carolina. Northern Missouri. Danny in Central Florida. Another Florida Central East Coast with Big Bob. Mountain Man in Warren County, Pennsylvania. We have Wisconsin is in the house. So, yeah, nice to see no trolls in the chat. Well, they keep getting blocked, so we just keep blocking them. But New Orleans is in the house. South Central Georgia with Raymond. East Central Illinois with Hugh. Again, guys, we're all over the country. We're all over the world. We got Alabama in the house. Roll Tide. Memphis, Tennessee. Nolans. That's right. Angela says Nolans. I got to get the dialect down, right? But okay, we have Jacksonville, Florida. Very cool. So New Mexico. But there is Bakersfield, California is also in the house. Cape Cod, very nice with Ken. Hale, Michigan with Joe West. We're all over the country. We're all over the world. We are a huge, huge network of folks. We're all over the place. We are truly the ones that can make a difference now by trying to educate people, by trying to open people's eyes. It's all we can do. After an event, though, we will be the ones that will help save people's lives because we will be teaching people how to save themselves. We have Vester from Southwest Virginia, Huntsville, Alabama, the Red Maple Grove, very nice. But yeah, we're a huge family, folks. We really truly are, and we have the commonality of wanting to be free, of wanting to be prepared, to wanting to live off grid, you know. But what was the sums up goal? It was 350, and we're at 356, so we got through it. We blew through it, actually. You guys are awesome. Heather's really not doing the Etsy that much anymore because she's working a lot now, and so she's really focused on just doing that. She's doing really really well with her job. She's really really happy. Yes, I've watched Ted Nugent. I like Ted Nugent. Ted Nugent is another guy that says it like it is, and he doesn't care. So I like that about Ted Nugent too. But anyway, so I want to thank my moderators who do an outstanding job keeping this chat clean. It's very much appreciated, ladies and gentlemen that moderate for me. Thank you so much for what you do. It is amazing. Oh, I wanted to mention too real quickly, so those of you that don't know, Mondays I do my live stream for hardcore preppers only. That is at 8 p.m. You have to be a hardcore member. How do you become a member? You go to my main page here on YouTube. You click on the join button and become a hardcore member. It's a very small group of people. We have great chats. We have a really enjoyable time, and it's a lot more personal. I'm able to answer any questions that anybody has, and I think that is a lot of fun. And so we have a really good time with that. So if you would like to join us, we will be there 8 o'clock on Monday. Just putting it out there ahead of time. So anyway, also, I want to thank all you guys for being here in the chat. It's a lot of fun. I really do enjoy these. It just really, really a lot. It's a good time. So remember, folks, we are all in this together. I know that I say it every time, but it is so true. If we could ever come together as human beings and put all the pettiness and the nonsense aside that's perpetuated on us on a daily basis about race, about religion, about political affiliation, about the vaxxed and the unvaxxed. It's all tools used to keep us fighting amongst each other so that we will never come together. But if we could overcome that nonsense, we could really come together and we could truly make a huge, huge difference. Also, remember to hug and kiss the ones that you love. Tell them every single day tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life. So it's really, really important that we tell the people that we care about every single day how we feel. Also, remember, guys, STD, very important. Step, thing, and day. One step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. As long as you're making that forward progress, as long as you're setting realistic goals and then you set about to make them happen, the only person that is going to stop you from making those dreams come true are you. That's it. Don't listen to those negative people that tell you what you cannot do or what you cannot accomplish. Um, you can accomplish whatever you set your mind to. All right. Have a great day. I will see you guys all tomorrow. Prepper Nurse One out for now.